actually streaming. Actually, what's the name of that streaming site? Twitch.
What's that name of that company that you order all your goods from? That's like named after the rainforest or whatever.
Yeah, I did just order like $175 of curtains.
I don't want to break the spell. I want to live in your world where that name is not immediately accessible. It's like I want to live in a world without the Kardashians. I can handle cockroaches, but if I could just delete the Kardashians from my existence.
What are you even talking about? Okay, so here's what we've got to do for this. I need to switch to a different screen. Oops.
Now that's not just great audio, that's great podcasting. A little behind the scenes inside baseball, how the biscuits get made. Toggles, switches, soundboards, dashboards. That's right. We're going to cover it all, folks. Not only is this a podcast, it's also an inside how to host a podcast. There's going to be a lot of button clickings, and we're going to hold your hand and walk you through absolutely none of it. And we encourage you to play this in the background. Guaranteed placebo effect to help you debug all of your podcast production problems.
Okay, I think I've got to leave.
Yo, dog.
Yeah! That was amazing. Okay, I think I got.
Yeah, I guess that was a little disproportionate for my yo dog joke.
Sorry, no. The yo dog joke was funny, and I started to laugh at that, and then Matthew absolutely chopping the tree down because you went, okay, I think I got click, and then you disappeared, but you sounded so you're like, okay, I think I got, and then you were gone. Anyway.
Okay. So I'm going
to. My joke was the foreground joke when something hilarious, background joke, like someone's getting eaten by a shark or something in the background.
I think you were the peregrine falcon crying out, dive-bombing a seagull before the space rocket exploded. They were both majestic. They were just
go to the Riverside chat. I just shared a Google document with you. We all need to get onto this Google Doc.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and share my screen in Riverside so that any viewers will also be able to share screen.
Access denied, baby.
Oh, no. Hold on.
Oh, I bet you put it in the folder that... Folder. We need to... How are you not in the Starfall Collective directory already?
The Starfall Collective.
That's the official name of our Google Drive, the Starfall Collectory.
Oh, whoops. Okay, here. I just changed the permissions to anyone with the link. So try it again.
Okay.
If I refresh this,
I'm in.
Ripping off John Harper.
All right.
Test.
So do you guys see page 1 there?
This one shot is a fake movie.
Perfect.
We'll find out later what genre it is. Yeah.
So this basically the idea behind. Oh, I love this. I'm going to do this more often. Infinite mats. So the idea of this game is that you show up to the table. Nobody has to prepare anything. Everything that you need is on these pages. So it could exist as a website that you all go to, and as long as it's something where you can all see the same thing. But we need.
It has all the prep of a board game, but it's for RPGing.
It has less prep than a board game because you learn the rules as you go. Or is the idea that there's not even okay, let's sit down and discuss the rules. Let's
figure out how to play this thing. No, you play it to figure out how to play it.
We play it to figure out how to play it. Exactly. Like
Eat
jazz.
Your heart out, Dan Harmon.
So this one shot is a fake movie. We will find out later what genre it is, but for now, what we need first is a setting. We're going to play a fun adventure tonight somewhere. Where is that going to be? So I made a little table here that we could roll. Yeah, what's Gabruk?
Gabruk is an alternate universe.
Like that?
It's a planet in an alternate universe. Let's see. Like,
can you see that I just typed Gibrook?
Gabrook.
Why don't you type that?
Yes, with an A instead of an I.
Love it.
There you go.
Can you give us a brief, just one sentence description of Gabruk?
Okay. A world populated by goblins and reptile folk. Desert world populated by, that's important.
Awesome.
Where technology was fueled by technological progress was fueled by magic, and civilization all crashing down as a result of a war involving magical weapons of destruction.
Let us reduce all of that last part to magical post-apocalyptic desert world.
It's the Brookalypse.
Okay.
I've two games in this setting before, and
so what was
who lived there?
Goblins and reptile folk.
Goblins.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
I love it. I'm going to go ahead and bold this because it's real now.
Who says pageantry?
Why can't I
Reality
scroll? All of your characters in this game, go down to page 2. All of your characters have to be part of an organization with a name that other people know that actively and habitually goes out and does things that cause other people trouble. You don't have to be bad guys. You don't have to do bad things, but your actions must result in trouble. What organization are you two part of that goes out and does things in the post-apocalyptic magical desert world of Gabruk?
I think if it's post-apocalyptic, then I would love to either be like repo men that are, guys that are going out and reclaiming something from the desert. Like we go out to a particular spot,
junk dealers.
Junkers. Yeah.
Scavvy sprinters?
Scavvy sprinters?
Scavvy sprinters.
Sounds great. Is that the name of your organization?
Scavvy sprinters. Scavvy sprinters. I like scavs or sprinters better.
You don't like scav sprinters together? Just one or the other?
It's a bit of a mouthful. SS. Is SS, have the Nazis ruined it? Can we do the SS?
Oh, no.
Yes, Josh, the Nazis have ruined SS.
So what you're saying is that was 1940 and it's still too soon. It needs a clean century before anybody can be SS. Okay.
No, the Americans.
17 years.
The Nazis are part of the American Empire's founding myth, and you cannot use SS until the United States of America is gone.
Okay, so the sprinters. I like sprints or scavs. Or sprint scavs or scabby sprinters feels like a little too much, but scav sprints or scavs or something. Scavers. I like scavers. It's punchy.
Okay.
Scavers.
Yep.
The scavers. 1 V or 2?
2 Vs.
Love
then
it.
Because with 1V it looks like scavers, and that's like from Warhammer Fantasy. It's like a group in Warhammer Fantasy.
Scavers. Good.
Scavers.
Go to page 3. There are 3 broad qualities that characters can have.
If we want to go bad, we can be the cadaver scavers.
Yes. There are 3 broad qualities that characters can have in this fake movie.
Wait a minute, that's brilliant. We only recover dead bodies.
Do you want to be a dead body recovery crew?
That way, every week, Matthew has to think of some horrible thing that happened that resulted in dead bodies being virtually irretrievable, and that's the hook for every single episode. Is that we have to find a dead body at the end of every single one.
This does have to. It has to be. You have to. The scavers do have to cause trouble for somebody in their normal run of events.
We bring them back dead or dead. So sometimes we find the person already dead. Sometimes we have to dead them before we can bring them back dead.
So your body retrieval experts / assassins.
No,
let's go with desert junkers. I like the idea of cadavers, but it's not enough to hang a whole crew change on.
Sure. Okay.
So during this fake movie, your characters will be doing actions that depend on them manifesting some of these 3 qualities. So we're picking 3 qualities, which are sort of the qualities that people will be performing, acting out during the course of this fake movie that we're shooting. So pick qualities that will help the scavers with the kind of trouble that they are likely to get into. Here are examples that are drawn from both real and fake other TTRPGs. Insight, prowess, resolve, strength, constitution, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, management, stealth, violence, gumption, chutzpah, moxie, childlike wonder, the cut of my jib, and a certain je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Oh, nope, I already have a chart. We don't need to make a chart.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Here, let me, I shouldn't have put it here. Let me put it in the place where this will go.
I think I might be not allowed to edit this. I am not allowed to edit this.
That stinks. That's not my intention. Let me hit the share button.
I was trying to type stuff. I was trying to type stees.
Oh, anyone with this link can edit now. Okay. Well, you should be able to edit now.
You can ignore that request then. So
well, no. What qualities are you thinking? What are the 3 main types of person that the scavers? What 3 things, if you put it on a scaver's job application, are going to definitely land you the interview?
Stees. Say it till I'm blue in the face. Stees.
Basically, this is an entirely Stees-based operation.
Okay, so what particular actions manifest the quality of stees? I don't even know what this word means. Am I going to have to go?
It's your
Urban Dictionary? Well, I mean, obviously, whenever you squanch, that requires raw.
Okay, straight up, easy flow, and mad unique style. Okay, great. Yeah.
So obviously, when you're rapping, that exhibits stees. Okay. Let's see. Impressing someone without even looking like you're trying.
You got to pick one. These have to be verbs.
Fronting.
And you got to pick one word.
Fronting.
Yeah, fronting. But also like.
No, you know what? It's got to be a verb like hunt, study, survey, tinker. You have to be able to say, I walk into the building and. So you could say, I walk into the building and rap.
Showboat.
I walk into the building and showboat. Perfect. What what other actions go with stees? Maybe dressing. Dressing
sway
well.
The crowd. Yeah. I sway the crowd. Sway.
That one is directly from Blades in the Dark, but it's a great idea and perfectly allowed.
Manipulate.
2 more.
Manipulate.
Is that different from sway?
I think I would replace sway with manipulate. Let's do manipulate instead. So it's our own, because we don't want to reuse Blades in the Dark.
Okay.
That's part of the game, right? Is that we have to reskin everything.
Schmooze is schmooze.
Okay, so I think
Schmooze.
Interesting.
Showboat, manipulate, schmooze, and I'm loving this so far.
Goof. What about straight goofing? Is goof?
Goofing is steezy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. So we need 2 more qualities.
I think that in addition,
is another verb.
We need something that is going to help us with the actual collecting of junk. So I would say junking would be a good.
Well, let's put the verb junking. Let's put the verb junking under wits.
So you don't. Well, hang on. I think steez is already very equivalent to wits in many ways.
No. Steez is social wits. Wits is
more like charisma.
Perceptual and intellectual.
Then so can we call it crafty?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So craftiness.
Yep.
Steez, craftiness, which is probably going to end up becoming like je ne sais quoi. But
certainly.
Sprezzatura. Hang on. Can we call number 2 sprezzatura?
I've never heard it before, so absolutely.
Yes, you have. It was in our music class.
That was you wait. How many years were you at St. John's?
2, but I don't remember that word at all.
Maybe not everybody had that same reading.
Huh. Okay.
I think junk is not a great verb, because use it in a sentence like I go into the room and I junk it.
Scrap.
Like what are you junking?
Scrapping. So taking something and getting the value out of it.
Cannibalize, but
early. Oh, I like cannibalizing. Cannibalizing is awesome.
Jury rigging?
Yes.
Improvising. So that's talking about that's like tinkering, right?
So
tinkering.
To give you a little heads up, I'm going to be asking you to use these verbs in the sentence that you use to describe what your characters are doing.
Yeah, I think so. Then tinker is probably.
It's not easy to be like, well, I'm going to respond to this thing that I have to deal with by junking it. Like, what are you junking? How are you junking? Like, it's not specific enough to tell us what you're actually doing in a scene.
So tinkering, right?
Sabotage might be.
Ooh, we got to do sabotage. Sabotage is one.
Listen, all y'all.
Tinker, I think, is a great all-around word, and I don't mind ripping it off until we come up with our own unique version of it.
We don't need to.
So we can break things, we can fix things. What about like being able to read them and get information from them? So interpret or study or
peep or scope.
Scope is so good. I love it.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
That's a powerful word.
Does it really take sprezzatura to scope? Sprezzatura is like boldness and flair in performance. Confidence. Yeah, I guess it does.
Is that inimitable, inexplicable thing that gives something its desirableness. That's how much sprezzatura we have. We do it with cool. We're like Roadrunner, right? Roadrunner doesn't try to sabotage Wile E. Coyote. He just is so cool that he ends up
as the Roadrunner.
Exactly. Like, so awesome. We do these.
So we need one more.
So Jason, if I'm Jason Bourne and I'm out in the field, I can sabotage things. I can tinker with them. I can scope them. Ooh, what about being able to like fake stuff, like forge, imitate, replicate, mimic?
There's your
mock.
fronting. There's
Fronting.
your fronting,
Front. Yes. Okay. I'm a front these documents. Yes.
One more quality. Make this one count.
I like Moxie. Physical. Moxie is a good one. Chutzpah is good.
I feel like this one's got to be physical, though. You know.
Thank you.
Like to round out the
beef.
Triad.
What about
beef? I like beef. I do like beef. I literally like beef.
Soma. Okay, so soma would literally be the Greek word for like flesh.
Well,
that way we got stes, sprezzatura, and soma.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's enough S's so there are no Nazi connotations.
Right.
Beefing. Now, beefing.
Oh,
yes.
You mean like starting stuff?
Yes.
And it.
Yeah. Beefing is like throwing your weight around, like getting up in people's business and starting fights, getting things riled up, agitating, provoking, mocking, taunting, moshing. Not actual combat, but popping off, like ratcheting things up. Right.
I love it.
Right. Okay. Now, hurt. Like, like extreme violence. Like
you want to hurt somebody.
Yeah, like violence.
May I suggest
bodying.
Body. That's so awful. Beef, body.
Now but we've only got 2 left. Let me suggest something that might help to keep you safe, such as running away, retreating.
Oh.
Just in case.
Managing, defending, turtling, bodyguarding. Nice. If we do bodyguarding, then it allows us to be like, get down, Mr. President.
But you can't protect yourself with bodyguarding.
All right, turtling is good. So Jackson, it's up to you. Do you want to keep with the bees or go to turtling?
Let's see. Barricade.
Ooh, barricade and block is great. I love block.
Is pretty general. Yeah.
Let's do block. Yeah.
Now you're not going to put something like flee or retreat.
Bug out.
Bolt. Bug out. Ooh, these are both good. Bolt and bug out. Let's make it a
boogaloo. 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 Boogaloo.
I love this.
Bug out, bolt, and boogaloo.
Boogie. Whoa. What about boogie? I mean, I might be willing to give up.
Boogie can mean run as well as dance.
Oh, can we please have both? Because it's so cool. Can we have boogie? Yes, i.e.
Yeah.
Yes, Jackson, we are the most powerful things ever.
Well, we're
Bolt, boogie, and bounce. It's the bolt, boogie, and bounce.
Oh, that's so good.
Wait, you gotta pick one.
I like boogie. Boogie's too good, man.
Boogie, okay.
Because boogie can mean get out, and it can mean dance, and it can mean pick their nose, like clean their nose out. So we now have like a special sub thing.
Matt. We will climb into your little box.
Yep. We're climbing. We're getting further and further into my little box each time. All right. So we got some character sheets. The first thing that we need to do, we're going to need 2 character sheets. But the first thing we do is we paste the action table into the character sheet, and then we need to make a second character sheet because there are 2 of you. Whoa. Page break. Insert. Page break. All right. So if we go down, who wants to go first? Scroll down past page 4.
Down to what? Okay, character
the
sheet.
Very next page after page 4. So the organization is the what is it? No.
Scavvers. Scavvers.
Great. Who's this going to be? Josh or Jackson?
I can go. Yeah, Jackson, unless you'd like to go first.
Yeah, you can go first. That's
okay.
Good.
All right.
What's your character's name?
Dax.
Sweet. And I think maybe the best way to start is that you get to distribute 7 points between these various actions.
Okay.
A couple things to keep in mind. So there are 12 actions. You can distribute 7 points. You can have up to 3 points in a particular action. So you can't have 4 points in an action. Max of 3. And another thing to keep in mind is that we will need to use sometimes your score for Stees or your score for Sprezzatura or your score for Soma. And these will be calculated by adding up the number of sub-qualities that have at least 1 point. So just like Blades in the Dark.
Okay. Well, now I don't want to go first because I don't want to. Jackson,
you want me to lead the way?
I'm just saying, which of this? I already picked 2 in Stees. So how about you pick which of these 2 you want to pick 2 in, and which one you want to pick first? Want to pick 2?
No, but this is for just for your character, Josh.
I know, but I want balance. But I want balance. I want us all. I want all these skills to be in play selfishly, and because there's only 2 of us, if we don't actually split them. So the algorithm.
I'm not
that
wedded to anything. I can fill the gaps. You know.
Well, yeah, but I want you to be able to have first pick. Like so, Sprezzatura. Which of these 2 do you really want? Sabotage, Tinker, Scope, or Front? Which 2 do you want?
I think. I mean, the thing is, I'm not wedded to any of them. I could fiddle with anything, you know.
Okay. Then I think I'm going to take Front and... Do you want Sabotage or Tinker?
I think I want Tinker, and in part because I think you'll be a better saboteur.
Okay. Which of these do you want first? Beef, Body, Block, Boogie?
Let's see.
I think I want Beef. I think I want Beef because that's going to work with what I've already got. Goof, Front, Showboat. I'm going to be good at starting Beef, I think. Okay, so Body, Block, and Boogie. Which one do you want?
I can, if I get Body, I can cash the checks that you write.
Okay. So if you want Body and Block, I'll take Boogie. I'll do Beef and Boogie. I'll get us in and out.
Okay.
And you're going to be the big boy. You got Body and Block.
Okay.
Okay. I love it. Okay. We're
all
good.
Right, you got one more point to distribute.
Oh, that's so funny. I took the outsides on all 3, and you get the insides on all 3.
Oh wow.
How about that? Okay, so I get one more. Do I want to be really good at Beef, Boogie, Sabotage, Front, Showboat, Goof? I think I'm going to take 2 in Front because that's the deception thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to be excellent at deception.
So if Dax looks normal, going on this adventure, select a loadout at the top of light.
Yeah.
If he looks like he's carrying a bunch of equipment, select heavy.
Yeah, I'm going to take light.
And that is all we have to have for a character sheet. Maybe if you enter like a 1-sentence description of Dax. I forgot to put that. Let's be like, what does Dax look like? A little bit, just like 1 sentence. Is Dax a lizard or a goblin or what?
Sure. Oh, that. Okay, yeah. Interesting. I think he is a chameleon-like lizard, like something that he's got like frills, or maybe he's got like he can do camouflage, and that's how he does front.
Okay.
Interesting. He is okay. So he's a reptilian humanoid, or just a sentient reptilian?
I think person. whatever Reptile you feel folk. Like.
Okay.
Saurian or whatever.
Okay, Saurian is good.
This is our fake film that we're making up right now. You can be whatever you want.
Sure.
But we did describe the world as being, I believe, goblins and reptile folk.
Showboating, goofing, sabotaging, fronting, beefing, and boogieing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
2 adjectives. Brilliant.
Okay.
Love it. Okay. Jackson, what's your character's name?
Steena. Steena.
Awesome. Looks like you've already filled in 6 of your 7 points. Where do you want to put that 7th point?
Yeah, I was just covering the bases. So point number 7. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put it in body.
Yeah, nice. Boy.
When Steena goes into a job, what does Steena look like? Carrying a whole bunch of equipment, looking ready for business, or looking pretty normal?
Looking about as normal as, a 6'6" reptile person does.
All right, cool. So that sounds like light.
Yep.
Light loadout.
She.
And give us a description for Steena, if you would.
Okay. Let's see. Well, 6'6".
So Steena's a big lady.
Yeah. Probably at least compared to goblins. Let's see. And she, let's see, what's her deal? She's blue-green.
I've changed my name.
Toned.
What's your new name, Josh?
Lermit.
Like Kermit, but one letter shifted by one position on the alphabet?
Yeah.
I love it.
Since okay. I think he's going to be really small too.
Okay. This is great.
Does he carry a whip?
Don't worry about what your character is carrying right now.
Well, just because then he'd be Lermit the Flog.
Yep, that'd be great. You can decide that. We'll decide that later. Okay. We need to populate the setting of our world with some more stuff. I would like to make up a bunch more people, places, or things. So if you scroll down to page 5, It's not actually page 5, but has a 5 on top.
Sure.
We need to make up 10 more people, places, or things that exist in the world of our fake movie. This seems really hard right now. We don't have to make up 10. Just
this is going to fly by. We need a swamp.
What's the name of the swamp?
What's the name of the swamp?
The lurid bowl. The lurid.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. No. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
We need like just one more thing about this swamp.
There's definitely a tower. Bad? There's definitely a tower. It's a tribally contested. It's a tribally contested swamp with lizards versus salamanders, or salamanders versus frogs. Salamanders versus frogs.
Love it. And there's a tower.
Yep, there's
What's
a tower.
The tower
in
called?
There. Elixis.
Great. What's it made out of? Brick?
No, like
wood.
Obsidian.
Whoa. So is this old tech?
Oh, yeah. This is like the thing that the jungle has grown up around.
Great. Give me a couple more things.
Barrow Downs, where there are spirits of deceased warlords and warriors that fight every night.
The itinerant camp. I'll just type that in my
Yeah,
set.
I like that. There's a huge war camp that's like popping up all over the place. Oh, that's so good.
In fact, we're going to say entirely too many itinerant camps.
Shouldn't there be some kind of desert?
Yes. Yeah, those are things, those are like exceptions to the desert. Maybe like those are like they're plateaus that rise up out of the desert, but everything below, like there's some sort of like mist that is like anti-mist that sucks the moisture out of the ground.
All right.
Ooh, the scarred basin.
Yep. A glassed crater.
Nice. You guys are great at this.
What's okay. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, my thing was in, yeah, there we go. Here we go. All right.
We don't. Oh, go ahead. That's fine. I'm not sure what a cenote is.
A cenote is a cave that where there's a hole in the ground level, and that hole goes down, and then at a lower level there is like the bottom of the cave, and usually there's water. Ooh. Huh. What if there's a building from some pre-collapse civilization and it's got like it's like a mental health facility, so there's like machines that you can stick your head into and it like makes you have like weird dreams and see weird things, and sometimes it makes you crazy and sometimes you can like walk away with powers and knowledge and stuff. But really it's like an internet
all
cafe
you get is one sentence. It's a short description of this thing.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've only got 2 more. Okay, well, I mean, there's got to be some there's got to be some kind of. So there's a swamp.
Yeah, where do you sell the junk? There's got to be a big city where you can sell your junk.
Yeah. Let's do 2 cities.
Market Metropolis.
Sounds great. Yep, Market Metropolis says it.
And then the other one has to be all about like some sort of natural resource. So maybe it's like, Liquifor or Hydropolis or we just did Metropolis, Hydraberg.
Sure, put it in there.
Let's do
Logan's Lake.
They sell water.
Logan's Lake sounds good to me.
When in doubt, alliterate. As long as there aren't S's involved.
Unless you can push through all the way to 3 S's.
Yes.
Then you're good.
We shall not stop at 2 unless proceeding then to 3.
Exactly. I love this. This is perfect. Let's move on to page 6. Thank you, guys. That's more than I could have asked for. Now, we need to talk about who it is the organization could get in trouble with. Let's come up with 3 other organizations that could plausibly cause trouble for you. We don't actually need to refer to the Blades in the Dark magnitude table. I don't know why I put that, but our organization, the Scavers, are tier 1. So we need to come up with an organization that is crappier than you, an organization that is equally competent and strong with you, and an organization that is better than you. So we got to say what tier each one is. So the Blue Jaws, are they tier 1, tier 0, or tier 2? Oh, I didn't mean to put tier 3 there. I don't want tier 3. Tier 2.
Three is right out.
3 is right out. So the Blue Jaws sounds like they have some distinctive makeup that they put on when they go doing whatever. But what is it that they do that makes it so that they don't like your scavenging?
Well, among other things, they bite.
They like to bite people.
Yep.
Are they cannibals? Yes.
They might be. Josh, are they cannibals?
Yeah. Because
we're gonna say Mad Max style.
We have our Reavers,
lizard folk. Can they be lizard folk?
Yeah,
they can.
Like
also
they're
be
literally
goblins.
Komodo dragons.
They can also be goblins. I think the Blue Jaws will take anyone who likes to eat things that are that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
souls.
they're not cannibalistic. They're just omni-carnivores.
Yep.
Omni-carnivore. Yeah.
Wackos.
Okay.
I mean, I think that cannibalism is an important part of this. So I'll just put it in here. No, leave that. I'll make it their noun.
Mad Max style cannibals. Yeah. Mad Max cannibals who hunt the Great Desert, because that's the thing. I think they should be able to pop up out of nowhere.
Sounds great. Black Hands. What are they? Are they rival? Oh, and what tier are the Blue Jaws?
I think they're probably only like 1, because they're probably the ones that can pop up anywhere, but they're the lowest.
They have no social connections apart, no social power.
Okay.
Apart from within their own organization.
So they're about as big and powerful as you guys are, your organization.
I think they might be tier 0 due to like decentralization, although that could also be an asset.
Doesn't matter to me. Somebody's got to be tier 0.
Yep. Well, onward. We can change that if we want.
The Black Hands. They sound like smugglers.
Yeah.
How about, what if the Black Hands smuggle? You guys are like legal scavengers. You only scavenge what you're allowed to scavenge, but they scavenge stuff that nobody's supposed to touch.
Yeah, like they're poachers. They'll go into territories that they're not supposed to. They won't honor there are probably elaborate treaties, agreed upon, like who can pull from what fields, right?
Yeah.
So the Black Hands cross all borders. They disrespect all rights and claims and everything.
I like forbidden better than illegal.
Forbidden sounds great. So so we know that there are taboos about what your.
Yeah.
All right. So do you think they're
they scavenge stuff that there are laws against for good reason?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
They bring back
touch
things.
that. Don't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Tier 0, tier 2, or tier 1.
Yeah, I like tier 1. These guys have a little bit of.
They're your shadow
rivals.
image.
Yeah.
So the Burgunders, I don't have a sense for what they might be.
Nor do I. Enlighten me.
So we've got cannibals, scavengers, and I was thinking the Burgunders might be more like a guild, right? These guys have some actual heft. Maybe they even have some garrisons out in the desert. Maybe the Burgunders actually have like little claims that only they are able to. Maybe there's water out. Well, we've already got a lake somewhere. Maybe there's something, like beetles that are, growing, crystal egg sacs or something. And they're, some sort of Shai-Hulud produces spice in the desert. The great millipedes create gem hearts in Sandersons, that kind of thing.
There's
maybe they're. Ooh, yeah, maybe they're raising beetles in the desert where these beetles only grow in the extreme heat of the desert, right?
I don't understand why it keeps doing this to me.
What instead of drug beetle farmers, what if they're just like alchemical beetle? What if they're like magical and their stuff can be used for all sorts of stuff? Drugs, potions, maybe it has
Love it.
Contested deeper uses.
Practical entomologists of all stripes.
So the reason that you might have conflict with them is that they farm in some locations that you want to scavenge.
Yeah, and maybe these beetles, maybe we hate these dang beetles because they keep us, it's like the spotted owl shutting down logging in the Pacific Northwest, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Almost time to start our fake movie. Scroll down to 7. All you have to decide, we have the whole world, we have your characters. All we have to decide is what you are going to go out and do today. Write a maximum of 1 sentence describing what are you going to achieve today and where are you going to go to do it, and what's the first thing you're going to do when you get there. So you're probably scavenging something.
Can I provide a hook?
I love it.
A friend who works for a mining company, they just collapsed the side of a, it's not just pure sand, right? They're large. It looks like Petra in some places. So basically the side of the rock caved in.
Arizona.
Yeah. The side of the rock, the side of the mountain caved in, and it looks like there was an underground, if it's a whole city or maybe it was just a bunker. We don't know, but it looks like a new claim to check out to try to scavenge. So we're trying to like race. Like we know that our friend isn't the only person who called his friends to come, do this. Yeah. So we're trying to get there quickly.
We want to get there before the greedy people do.
So a new claim, like a bunker, has appeared because of like an earthquake?
Because of a mining event.
Oh, okay.
We got tipped off by a friend who works. It could be an earthquake, but like that's why, he's all the way out there. He sent us a message. We've got little radios that we're checking on top of a dune at the outskirts of town. We got
okay.
Some
so what are you going to achieve? You're trying to find valuable things to scavenge?
Jackson?
Yes. We're going to get a sweet haul.
Some swag. Some ludicrous swag.
Yep. Valuable goods.
I told you, baby, we're not going for valuable goods, we're going for ludicrous swag.
That sounds great. Please insert ludicrous swag. All right, now here's the key. What is the first thing you're going to do when you get there?
No. I spelled it right. I know what I'm doing.
No, you didn't. There's a real word.
I know that real word, and I know what I'm doing.
All right, I'll give you back the OO.
Thank you.
Ludicrous.
No. Ludicrous.
Ludicrous swag.
Yeah. Great. So when you're
majored in English, Josh, don't insult my intelligence.
So your plan is to go there and first thing do what? You can just say, find this claim.
Yeah, I was gonna say we know where it is. We gotta race there.
Grab everything that's not nailed down.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like we're bringing some sort of vessel or cart that is, because if we can't even, we need something. We need an animal to get us there quickly, and we need an animal to be able to bring back haul. If all we can bring back is what we each have carry.
A dune buggy.
Yeah, let's say that you do have dune buggies, but here's the first thing that we have to do. We have to roll 1d6.
But this is post-apocalyptic, so they're doom buggies. So,
yeah.
Oh yes, doom buggies. Great. So actually, what we need to do is
what you're doing.
We need to scroll down to.
I will not correct it. You know what you're doing.
We need to scroll down to 9. And we need to put in 2 doom buggies suitable for desert travel. Okay, so here's
light cargo hauling.
This is going to be our first. Our first roll, gentlemen. We need to roll to see what tier your doom buggies are. This is an important role. Which one of your actions did you use to get these doom buggies?
Ooh, I think I tried to front somebody out of them.
Okay. Yeah, so you're fronting somebody for these doom buggies, and you're going to roll 2d6. If you get a 1, 2, or 3, they're going to be tier 0, which is a tier worse than you. If you get a 4 or 5, they're going to be tier 1, the same tier as you. If you get a 6, they're going to be a tier above you. So go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
Okay, I rolled a 5 and a 4, so that's 9.
That's a 5. Great. So they are tier 1. Love it.
Nice.
So you've got some tier 1 doom buggies. If you scroll all the way down to page 9, you can see that I put them in the like things that exist in the world page. But we need to scroll back up. And we need to roll a d6 to find out your position at the beginning of this film. One of you roll 1d6 for me.
Jackson, you want to do the honors?
Do we have a digital rolling zone? Are people in the Roll20 or where?
I'm not in Roll20, but what you can do is if you go
go
to Google,
absolutely any website whatsoever.
If you go to google.com and you type in roll d6, it will bring you to Google's they have a little dice rolling app that's quite easy to use.
Just like Dungeons and Dragons and rolladie.net. So let's roll. There's a 6er.
Really? You rolled a 6?
Well, I rolled, but then I hit roll when I.
Okay, you don't get to roll as many times as you want to.
The web page loaded a 4. He clicked the roll button and it was a 6.
The web page
that's
loaded a 4.
As long as you don't click it.
No, he didn't click it multiple times. He clicked it and it came up 6.
Cool. Your click is what counts as a 6. Yeah. Great. So, what happens is you guys are.
We got good intel. We got the drop. Like we're out on the desert and we're like way out when we see other people leaving town. We can see the glint of their glass.
What happens is that you are
Johnny 3 years is on the ball for us.
You're going along the desert on your way to these mountains in the distance, and you know that these mountains are where the mine is located. After a little while of going through the desert, you see behind you the glint of other people also on dune buggies behind you. Now, because they're behind you, you don't have to do anything. Because you rolled a 6, you're in a controlled situation at the beginning of this adventure. So they don't present any kind of immediate threat to you, but you know that they're there. They're going to the same place you are. I think they're coming from a different place. So, like, you are both converging on this mine, and you look to your left, and they're definitely behind you on a different course. But you're like, oh man, you can't tell who it is at this point. But you're like, that's more scavengers. They're going to the same place we are. No, you know what?
Lerm, check your 8.
Yeah, we need to boogie, amigo. His allergies are being kicked up by all the sand.
I love it. So you can do, if you want to, because there's no immediate threat or challenge here. You don't have to do an action, but I'm giving you the opportunity to do some kind of action to address the presence of these competitors.
Okay. Let's see.
Just so you know, a lot of actions. Actually, this action, whatever it is, will be controlled, so it doesn't really carry much risk.
Well, I'm gonna look over at Lermit, and take the let's see. Got a white T-shirt that I'm tying to a stick, and then I look over at him as if to say,
maybe. Oh, that's interesting. I could use goof, and I could try to pretend like I could goof around like we've lost, so that or like we've broken down and we're surrendering. Mm-hmm. Behind us don't push so hard.
I was thinking just indicate we're willing to cooperate and don't want any trouble, but
yeah, that's what you were coming up with, and I was like, how do I actually get us something? So I would say either using that to do a goof, or I could actually, that really actually sounds more like front, because I'm trying to deceive them into thinking that we're like giving up. And
he doesn't mean it. I mean,
yeah,
but he doesn't.
So I'm, yeah, like we're basically trying to, or maybe that's it. Maybe I light something on fire, and I have some black smoke coming out the back to make it look like we're having engine troubles, and I wave the little white flag, and I try to front to make it look like our vehicle is breaking down and we're surrendering, so they don't push so hard to try to catch up to us.
But you're not actually going to slow down?
No, but we're not actually going to slow down. We're just fronting to get
they
them
can coast for a little.
Yeah, okay. To think that they don't have to push so hard.
So because this is not very convincing, because you're not actually slowing down, and they'll be able to tell that, this is going to have we're in like Blades in the Dark rules here. This is going to have reduced effect.
Okay, so instead, if I did something like Boogie and did that with only one die instead of two, it would be better, or at least the same, because Boogie is going to actually be effective. Well, Boogie is like getting away. That's like I'm driving. I'm boogieing, man. I'm getting out of here.
If you want to use Boogie to try and go even faster,
let's do Boogie.
That's
forget it. Let's go Boogie.
That's going to be controlled standard effect.
Let's do that.
So go ahead and roll Boogie.
Okay. I rolled a 6. Yeah, boy. Ooh, we are crushing it. Oh, awesome. Yeah, man. I just love the idea of this little 3-foot tall frog behind the wheel of the dune buggy. Can we have one big dune buggy? Or do you want separate ones, Jackson?
I was thinking separate, but if you want a
no, that's good. I can boogie and go before you and like find a good path, so that like I'm trailblazing and you're drafting me.
Yep. Okay, great.
Flashback to overhauling the dune buggy.
So because
that's right.
Because you got a 6 on boogieing out and getting way out ahead of them, the clock that I'm making for these competitors showing up at the place is 0 out of 6. No slices out of this clock. They're far behind you.
Nice.
When you get there, I want you to roll me a fortune roll. So go ahead and just make me roll me 1d6.
Jackson, that's you.
That's a 4.
Awesome. So you get to this mountain. At the foot of the mountain, there is like an encampment, and you pull up to this encampment. It's basically like one road with buildings on either side of it. It's like,
so this would be the mining camp then.
This is the mining camp that you've reached. Yeah, and you know that the site where they've broken into like some sort of ancient bunker is inside of the mine.
You can see the ruins of a giant, expensive drilling rig that's like crushed in rubble from where the side of the mountain came down on it, because it like hit an open pocket. So there's this gaping open hole.
So like a contemporary drilling rig that's been destroyed in like an accident.
Well, I guess, maybe it's not like I don't know. You tell me what level of technology is available, whether people are resurrecting old equipment and getting it working.
Well, you guys have dune buggies, so I think they can have, drilling rigs. That makes sense to me.
Maybe the size of a tank.
They've broken their drilling rigs. Work has sort of stopped in this camp. But here you are at this camp. Your contact told you that it was in the mine somewhere, that they had broken into it.
Mm-hmm.
But showing up here, it's not immediately apparent. Like, you can see the entrance to the mine in front of you, and I'm sort of going to pause here to give you the chance to do something. You can just, if you want to say, we drive our dune buggy straight down the street, right up to the entrance to the mine, and we hop out and jump in. But, you might want to do something else here. I don't know. It's up to you.
So, Jackson, the first thought that popped into my head was try to bribe the guard at the outpost and have him make a big deal out of apprehending and stopping the other scavengers that are coming behind us, because that'll kind of both stop the other people and create a distraction. So we want to pay that guy, maybe cut him in on some of the haul or something, or pay him some money, convince him. I don't know.
Sold. But let's do it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So it's pretty easy to find a guard. They're the only people walking around armed. You know what? We have to decide. There's a mining company here. We've got to figure out what tier they are.
Should we roll the tier?
I think we should roll the tier somehow. I think it should be a fortune roll. So yeah, roll 1d6. Actually, you know what? Oh, that's weird because the more dice, the more likely they are to be a higher tier than you.
I mean, if
we
you
could,
roll
we could
one...
roll, we could roll the dice and take three dice and take the middle.
We're gonna reduce it. They are roll one die. If it's a 1 to 3, they are tier 3. If it's a
3.
If it's a 4 or 5, they're tier 2. If it's a because they're the establishment here. This is their territory. So a 6 gets you, they're the same tier as you, but worse than a 6 gets you, they're a higher tier.
Jackson, you want to roll that?
Sure. I rolled it.
Okay, so they're tier 3. They're 2 tiers higher than you. So you show up, and there are 2 guards standing by an official-looking building, and they are carrying honest-to-goodness rifles.
Interesting. I like the idea of trying to front and say that we are contractors who have been brought in to inspect the freshly collapsed mine.
Oh, okay. Act legitimate. You are more legitimate than a lot of other scrappers or scavengers around here. Not really respected by miners, but you're not doing anything that's blatantly illegal.
We're not here to steal their gems and stuff. We're here to check out something they don't know about or care about, presumably. So
we got word of this from our goblin Migo Mr.
That's
3
true.
Years, right?
So do we get an advantage on this because we have a contact that tipped us off? Can we do a flashback?
I'm about to flash back to that.
Yeah, flashback.
Nice.
So how does let's start with him telling us about this score. Do we get it on the radio, right?
Sure. Yeah, you're hanging out at your normal.
And the radio crackles to life.
The radio crackles to life, and he's a goblin.
Yeah.
Hey, Scavers there. You guys there?
Stina, copy.
Hey,
go for Stina.
Yeah, we're both here. Whole team's here.
Yeah. So, you ever heard of the Red Arrow Mining Company?
Red Arrow. Name seems familiar. Lermit.
I've heard it pop up a time or two in the gym trade. Yeah.
So, word on the street is that they have broken into something in a mine. Folks think that it might be an old bunker, possibly military.
Oh, there could be a whole battery of T-56s in there.
What's her name? Serene?
Stina.
Stina. I need to write that down. Stina.
Yep.
Yeah. Lermit nudges Stina. Stina. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, there could be a whole battery of T-56s in there. We gotta, see if we could get our little slippery fingers in there.
Well,
canned goods.
If you're gonna get there,
potted meat.
Whoa.
If you if you guys are gonna get in there, you got to go quick. The words going out. A resupply crew just came back from the site into the metropolis, and you started talking. That's how I heard it. I got it, third hand, but everybody else also got it around the same time as me. So, it's going to be a race. You better
Can
get
you
on
give
your
us
way.
a name?
The name of the
on the team, a name of one of the miners, hopefully higher up.
Oh goodness!
Did you overhear any names?
So
I say in my mellifluous feminine voice.
We need to do a couple of rolls.
The females are bigger than the males.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're a male. You're like 3 feet.
Now wait, I am a frog. I'm a frog kind of person. I'm like constantly wrapped up in like an outfit that I'm constantly spritzing myself with water to try to stay damp.
Oh, that's an unfortunate person to be in this world.
So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out 3 Ears' tier. So give me another D6 roll to figure out whether he's the higher your roll, the better tier he's going to be.
And by the way, 3 Ears, is he a goblin?
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. Yeah. Then I think that means that at one point he got like bit by something on the side of his head. So he's got like a whole other flap of skin that looks just like another ear that's like dangling down.
That's really gross.
All right, whatever. He's 3 Ears. Who knows why?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That can be what happens. It's okay.
So does 3 Ears know the name of anybody from the resupply crew that went to town?
Yeah, so first we need to figure out what 3 Ears tier is. So you guys need to give me a fortune roll. Give me a D6.
I did the last one, so now it's your turn.
I'll do this one. I rolled I swear to you, it was a 6, and this time it was a 6. Back-to-back 6s.
All right, awesome. So
our boy's coming through for us. 3 Ears is
3 Ears is relatively well connected. He's tier 2, so he's going to roll. He is going to roll his tier to see if he has.
Can he place? Can he place somebody at the guard shack if he's tier 2?
So this is a roll to see if he even knows the name of anybody in the Red Arrow Mining Company.
Sure. Okay.
And he rolled a 1 and a 3, so he does not.
Okay.
He says, "I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of stuff. I got a lot of fingers in a lot of different pots, but unfortunately, I don't have any contacts at the Red Arrow Mining Company. This is really just a rumor that's going around, and I got to call, a couple other people in your same situation that I have arrangements with, like you, and so sorry, that's business."
No names, plebit. Well, you've gone above and beyond just delivering the info to us. We were your first, right?
I am not at liberty to divulge that. Look, I told you got to hurry to get there if you want a piece of this. So, I read between the lines, my friends.
Well, we'll waste no more time. Thank you very much, 3 Ears. And then I tell him what he can eat and sign off.
And the camera slam cuts back to Lermit, and Lermit dead-eye looks the guard in the eye, and he's like, "Captain of the resupply crew that came into town, hired us, special contractors, got special equipment, special certifications," and he flashes some piece of paper at him. "We need to get into that vein ASAP."
Now, if you want to do, go ahead and wait. Don't roll yet.
Okay.
Because these guards are tier 3. So that, and you're tier 1, which means that this action is going to be risky, and it's going to have 0 effect.
Okay. So I think at this point.
So at this point, let's review some things you can do. You can always push yourself. You can take 2 stress. So your characters have stress. If you look on your character sheets, you have 0 out of 7 stress. If you get to 7 stress, you're out the game.
So definitely want to take 2 stress to lift that from 0 effect up to limited.
Yep. You can get it to limited effect by pushing yourself. Also, you can get help from your teammate, which can also increase the effect. Furthermore, you also have loadout available to you. So
yes,
you have 3 things that you can carry, and because Blades in the Dark has specific lists of things you can have, I have loosened up those rules some for us. And here are the rules that I made up for it. Where did I put that? Okay, so when you want to use an item, you mark on your character sheet what your character is carrying with them. You're just like Blades in the Dark, you're marking things that you had foresight enough to bring with you. Mm-hmm. Items that can fit in your pocket take 1 slot. Larger items take 2 slots, and if you would have to carry it in a backpack or some kind of carrying case, it takes 3 slots. Josh, your character, you picked light, so you only have 3 slots available. Both of you picked light. So each of you only has 3 slots available. But if you can think of an item that would change the way this roll looks, you can, like, for instance, you could... this would not be legal in Blades in the Dark unless they were fine papers. But you can say, I mark off official-looking documents.
That's what I was going to say, was documents. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give you either another die, or you can get it up to standard effect by marking down the documents in your loadout.
So if I mark that and I get that up to standard effect, if Jackson takes a stress,
you didn't tell me what you were rolling. Oh, you're rolling front.
He's trying to front this guy.
You did tell me that. Great. So with the pushing yourself and flashing the papers, which you're carrying with you, that brings your front roll up to risky standard.
So Jackson, can you help me to get me an extra die?
Yeah, I can help. I make eye contact with you and then look down at my hand, which is holding 2 crossed fingers. This is our private sign for something like good cop, bad cop. If you say go with it, then I will give the appearance of internal friction with the intent of buying authenticity from our mark. I will probably say something closer to the truth than what we're up to, but I will not necessarily give the whole truth. In fact, I probably won't in this scenario because that would be a bad idea.
So if he's doing the bad cop thing, can he give off like surly, let's hurry it up energy from behind?
Yeah. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So I'm not seeing this stuff marked on the sheet yet. Can you mark it on the sheet?
Yes, I can do that.
So you've taken 2 stress. You're at 2 out of 7.
And I stress on for
Stina has taken 1 out of 7 stress. Okay. And
I'm just gonna X them. Do a sequence of X's.
And Lermit, you should mark the papers on your documents on your thing. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Great.
Yeah.
So and now
I want to do a little bit more. I'm gonna
please.
bang. I'm gonna bang my shovel on the ground. So I'm carrying a shovel now.
That's gonna take up 2 slots. A whole shovel.
Okay.
So just put shovel on the one and then shovel on the next one.
Yep.
Alrighty. So I need to make my roll.
Roll me up a 3d6.
6. I got a 6, a 1, and a 2.
Amazing. So these guards are lizard ladies, and they say they're pretty bulky. They sort of slide their rifles to the side and they say, "Oh, thank goodness. I was, frankly, it seems like the bosses here. I thought they had no idea what they were doing. They've been running around like they haven't got a clue. I'm glad somebody in the company has got the wherewithal to bring in some outside help to help us deal with this thing. Please,
with the 6, can I point out? I say to her, and sweetheart, we're going to try to do our jobs as professionally as possible, but I got to tell you, there's a bunch of riffraff on the other side of the desert to just, ambulance chases, just rats, scum of the earth, trying to pick this place clean, disrespect your property, just trying to give you a heads up, man, because you look like you're great at your job, and you just want to run a ship-shape camp here,
Okay, right.
So I'm just giving you a heads up.
So I forgot the thing that you were trying to do, which is to get them to defend against your competitors.
Which shouldn't be hard. I mean, he's just I'm saying with the 6, can he get away with tipping them off that other people are coming behind him?
You can either.
And I'm wearing one of those Luke Skywalker style, Tatooine jerkin thingies.
So
I pat the left. I say, I would have done something myself, but this puppy's short range.
So your standard effect means that you can pick one of these things. You can either get an escort to the place, or they will stay here to defend from your competitors.
Then can I make a interesting?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So, Stina, can you maybe manipulate or schmooze to tell them that there's folks coming up behind us?
I mean, these particular guards can sort of only do the one thing. They would have to get help, and you haven't won them over enough for them to go the extra mile.
I was gonna say, it just occurred to me, we don't need to do this. They're gonna do their job, and nobody else is gonna. I doubt that other people are gonna roll a 6 and get in behind us, right? Those guys are probably gonna get stopped anyway. I'm overthinking it. All right, let's go.
Yep. So I'll
keep the story
ask,
moving.
Who do we see?
Let's get you one of our shift supervisors. We're blocked on getting much work done. So
I think actually Lermit is going to speak up and say, Stina, you idiot, it's okay. We've actually already got a name right here. And he points on the documents. He says, don't worry, we got everything all covered. We're going to meet our handler right away. We're all good, all good. And he kind of waves Stina to come with him because he doesn't want to be handled by a shift supervisor. He just wants to go in and not. Well, I don't know. Do you think? Actually, that's a good point. Do you think I can't just undo what you said? We'll see how it plays out. That's what I was thinking, but that's what Stina says. So
yeah, they say if you want if you need help getting around the mine or need to see any plans or anything like that, you probably want one of the shift supervisors. I'd recommend a fella named Snurf. You'd probably find him in the company store about this time.
Nice. Contact. We're gonna make a contact. New friend. Contacts are people you can get stuff out of.
All right,
I put
next?
a hand on. I put a firm hand on in front of the guards, in view of the guards. I put a firm hand on Lermit's shoulder.
But you're in your car behind me.
Oh no, I'm with you.
We're in different cars.
Oh well, we haven't driven away yet.
You
right?
guys got out of your dune buggies to talk to the guards.
Yeah.
Oh right, I'm standing right next to you.
So I put that hand on your shoulder and I say, "Call me an idiot again."
I don't think I will, ladies. My apologies.
I'm an unkind man. I'm working on it. My mother raised me better, since an egg. And
right.
Lermit's gonna run and hop in. Daylight's wasting, and he tears off.
Yep.
Cool. So you guys approach the mouth of the cave, or the mining tunnel, and let me see. I think that the next thing that you have to do, roll me a fortune roll. So I think one thing that's going to be a challenge here is whether other people try to block you, because maybe there might be somebody else besides the guards who thinks that they're in charge, who might not want you going into the mine. There's probably some kind of safety supervisor or a shift supervisor or something. So I want you guys to do some kind of action to actually get into the mine without other people bothering you. I think getting the go ahead from the actual guards is a great first step and has made this much easier. So I'm going to say that this is no, I don't even know what it is. Just if you don't do anything, maybe something will happen. And I will roll. I'll roll something. You know what? Actually, this is.
I'd like to. Can we do 2 checks?
Let me roll something to see.
I want to do either Showboat or Goof, and then have Stina either manipulate or schmooze, right? Because Lermit is going to be making this big scene, just making a meal out of putting on safety equipment and being it's a good thing they brought us in to.
As you get to the mouth of the tunnel, you can see that there are actually some people in this world's equivalent of orange vests with flashlights. They're not armed, but they are apparently here to. And there's some caution tape stretched across the front of the mine. Again, whatever the Gabruk equivalent of caution tape is.
Yep.
So yeah, you do have a challenge here.
It's totally glow rope.
These people are not as hardcore as the guards. Their job is usually to supervise people using dangerous equipment and stuff, rather than keeping people out of places. So you can probably just breeze right past them or something. Yeah. But I would like to know what you are going to do.
Without even looking at anyone, I'm just going to duck under the rope and go in.
Is that
on our raw? Is that Steez or Sprezzatura?
Yeah,
I guess you could do it with body. You could literally just I dare you to try to say something.
It sounds like a front to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it could also be a boogie.
A boogie?
Yeah, because you're going. You're making your way somewhere.
Trying to boogie in. Oh,
well, you know what? I will stand at the rope. Gesture for Lermit to go first.
Okay.
And, I'll get there ahead of him, and stand by at the entrance. Wait for him to catch up. Pulling a block, as it were.
Yeah, I think okay. I think Talamini is right. I think we're just trying to front our way through this situation.
Well, it's up to you guys. It sounds like I
want to pull a block, put my physical presence on the ropes.
Yeah, it sounds like Stina is making a suggestion for block. And yeah, if you stand in front of these safety people as though you're your partner is more important than them, and you.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
I think that's a great
guys.
case for
I've got a clipboard. And I am pissed. I am checking things off, and I am pissed about every single. I'm gonna have to check that twice. Check.
So I think that this is risky standard.
Okay.
Okay, so I would like to take a stress to help him out.
Sure.
Because this is very important.
So you can either get an extra die and roll 2d6, or you can increase the effect to great.
Dude, you got to pull out some item like an orange cone or a yellow vest or something. I mean, there's got to be something to officialize you.
Well, I've got my shovel, and that takes 2, so I've got 1 item left. Do I want to spend it on a cone?
Interesting. Well, I guess
I don't need a cone. I am my cone.
So these guys, so you're getting standard because these guys are basically the same tier as you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're helping, so I roll 2 dice.
Yeah, you can roll 2 dice because he's helping.
Okay, got a 5.
Awesome. Success with a consequence. What the consequence is going to be is that this performance, like it takes you a little time. You have to actually like duck between 2 buildings to like discuss this beforehand. Be like, okay, you're going to be like my bodyguard, and you're going to be like, stand aside guys, and you're just like put your body like in between them and really block them, and you sort of discuss this. It takes a little bit of time.
And I also mentioned to Lermit, and I was being sincere. You can call me an idiot. I know the game. And I smile at him widely.
So, but this the consequence.
Hi.
So you do get past these safety officers, no problem. They're bamboozled, but the extra time that it took you to put together this maneuver means that I've marked 1. You're at 1 out of 6 on the competitor's show up clock.
Yeah. I love it. I love this game. Even when you lose, you win. The drama's mounting.
So you get into this. You get into this mine, and
is this an appropriate place to take a 5-10 minute break? Us getting inside the mine.
This is a perfect place because this is the end of Act 1 and the beginning of Act 2.
Nice.
Perfect place for a 5-minute break. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Dudes, in 5 minutes. This is working. We're doing it. We're doing a TTRPG.
It's true.
And we made up the rules.
No,
I mean, Matthew made up the rules.
We are ripping off John Harper.
if we see, it is only because, etc.
John Harper, if you ever want to see your kid again, you're gonna send me a briefcase full of mixed unmarked pills.
We're gonna send me a briefcase full of mixed nuts.
All right, I'll see you guys in 5 minutes.
I'm talking 5,000 bags of Funyuns, or you're never gonna see these rules again.
Hey, man.
Hey, I see you.
Here I am.
Yeah.
With the lights out, it's less dangerous.
But with the lights out, you are likely to be eaten by a grue.
Yeah. They're gruesome.
The slavering fangs of a lurking grue. Etc., etc. What is Zumper?
That's the company I work for. We are a apartment search website.
Yeah.
So if you need to find an apartment, Zumper.com.
Rentals only?
Yeah.
I want to own.
Me too.
Everyone wants to own.
I own this beautiful house that I'm in. I'm quite happy with it. It means that I can paint the doors a weird color. You're supposed to paint them
Pretty
white.
sweet.
Everybody paints them white. I was like, no.
You were defiant.
I want a good color.
You wanted a color, not a non-color.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, I do have a part of my house that's very much the like millennial Zoomer minimalist aesthetic, where it's like cream colored walls, white trim, not a whole lot of stuff, not very, very
Yeah.
easy. The only thing that's visually busy is my rugs.
You have a normie zone.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice. And this is my visual clutter zone. Visual clutter encouraged
where
in
you
the
stream.
library.
The perfect background to share with the internet.
Yeah. Everybody who is a huge narcissistic tool puts a giant wall of books behind them when they stream. Who am I to break the trend?
Or video games.
Or yes, sometimes it's like video games and video game related bobbleheads and tchotchkes.
Anime figures.
Anime figures, yeah. A display shelf.
Yes. There's your guitar. I see your guitar. I see your guitar twice, I believe. What a clever illusion you have contrived there.
It's raining here this morning. As I sit in jail and hang my head in shame. I try my best to smile each the dawning, but they've given me a number for my name. Many little raindrops falling close to me makes the streams and rivers as muddy as can be. It's raining here this morning, as the Mississippi flows down to the sea. Oh, and there's a good one that I learned recently. It goes like this. Once I had a banjo, it was strung with twine. The only song that it could play is Trouble on My Mind. Trouble, trouble, trouble on my mind. If trouble doesn't kill me, I'll live a long time. I went down to Lynchburg to get a jug of wine. They tied me to the whipping post and gave me 99. Gave me 99, Lords, gave me 99. They tied me to the whipping post and gave me 99. One boy would have killed me. Woo! I went back to Lynchburg to get a a pint of gin. They tie me to the whipping post and give me hell again. Give me hell again, boys, give me hell again. They tie me to the whipping post and give me hell again. It's a song about a banjo.
It's a good song about a banjo.
I thought so. I mean, I learned it on the banjo, but then, you know, old-time music only ever has 3 chords, so it's not like you couldn't play it on any other instrument.
Yep.
4 chords are for fancy boys. And if you go old enough, you don't even have chords.
Yeah.
You go old time, you go far enough back into like American folk music. And there's this it becomes very difficult to play because there's no chord structure to like hang on to. And there's not really, like, I tried to learn how to play this song called Swananoa Tunnel. And the guy plays it and he sings along. But then you try to play it yourself and it's like, how do I do this? Is there a way to do this besides mimicking exactly the same notes that he plays? Do I have to memorize his notes like a solo? It's not a strum pattern? It is a strum pattern. Anyway. Music.
The trials and travails of the modern ancient musician.
It's what's for dinner. Yeah, because it was like reels and jigs from Ireland that got crossed with like spirituals. Hey, man.
Hey.
All right.
Sorry about that.
I should have been thinking more about what you're going to encounter, but yeah, so welcome to Act 2 of the Scavers Mine adventure. The Scavers have entered the Red Arrow Mining Company's mine in search of goodies, ancient equipment and stuff that has fallen open during the course of their mining operations. So I think that you guys proceed for a while into this mine, and they have sunk a shaft. And if you approach the shaft and you see that there is an elevator, and this is a low-tech elevator. It's basically one of those ones that it's like a block and tackle, where the tackle is like on the platform, so you have to like crank it to go down and up.
Okay. Does
that make sense? You know what I'm talking about? The kind of elevator where it's like it's purely mechanical. But it gives you a lot of leverage to like turn a crank that's on the platform itself to raise you and lower you. And there's like a brake on it where you can tie off a rope that will like leave the platform in the place where it is without falling. It's a huge thick rope. This platform is like, it's as wide as the shaft that they sunk. It's like 10 feet by 10 feet. It's made for hauling ore and stuff up, so it can handle you guys' weight no problem.
Okay. Is that something that we could like open the gears up on it, and Stina could use body to like literally manually lower the thing on the ropes?
I mean, it's not really a question. This thing is designed to be used by normal people. So you can just, it's not going to take a roll to use this.
I'm just saying,
across the
wouldn't
street.
one of us have to stay up top to do that?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
The thing that cranks it is on the platform itself. The platform.
Then
that
we do it.
Raises.
We use the thing that you obviously said was easily usable. Sorry for overcomplicating.
No, I mean it's
People like to roll dice. I get it.
Yeah. But you don't need to roll dice for this particular thing unless there's something special or particularly risky that you want to do. So you begin lowering yourselves down this shaft, and
Stina begins lowering them down. Lermit can contribute nothing in proportion to what Stina can do. He sits out almost all physical activity.
So Stina, this is pretty nice. This is actually a fairly nice version of one of these devices. The mechanics of it are well made, and it as befits a fairly rich and competent mining company that's tier 3. So you make
this is a comparatively well maintained apparatus.
It's pretty shipshape.
He bang flicks one of the taut ropes, or slaps one of the taut ropes with his hand.
So you guys were able to scope out the damage that was caused by this accident from outside, but now you're inside, right? So you're going to have to figure out where you're going. What happens is that you come to a place where there's an opening on either side. There's an opening in front of you and an opening behind you, and the shaft could continue down. So it's sort of a question. You did see that the big drill that they were using had broken, and you got a sense of the geography of the mountain and of the thing that had happened here. But I think I need a roll for you guys to figure out which way to go.
Okay.
We're probably not gonna find any someones on this level, or indeed anywhere in the mine, are we?
You don't know.
Look for someones. Do I see any someones?
So you think that it seems as though they stopped work on the mine, which you're sure is costing the company a boatload. They'd like to get this back up and running as quickly as possible. But yeah, it doesn't look like there are any work crews down here, and you don't see anybody around.
Okay. How about maps or...
I was going to say, can we do a flashback to us palming some money to a guy who is operating... He's operating a little a lever on a mining piece of mining equipment, and we shake him down for a map. He's a guy working on one of the drills, right? And we're like, hey, so how deep have you taken that baby? Where'd you find the stuff?
Absolutely. We can flash back to when you were on your way here. You can pay me either a stress, or I will put another segment in the competitors show up clock.
Yeah, let's pay a sliver for this.
For this flashback.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
you're at 2 out of 6 because you spent some extra time to do
Although
this.
actually we have more stress to burn than slivers, so I'm going to burn a stress instead.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So no sliver, stress.
It's up to you. Great. So you're spending stress to do this flashback. What action are you going to take to convince this person to hand over his map?
I think this is on you, Lena, Stina.
I'm just going to say, sir, may I hold out my hand for it? Just one moment. Just need a look.
And what verb? What action is this?
This is going to be scope. I'm going to memorize the the location where we need to be.
Okay.
Oh, so like the guy has a map out, and so without getting a map from him, he's trying to literally scope out what's going on from the map.
Yep, and I'm going to point to the, he's going to hand me the map. I'm going to point to a likely spot on the map and say, accident occurred in this sector, right?
You want to scope out this guy's map?
Yeah.
Sure.
He's probably already got something indicated on it. We probably don't even have to ask him if you're going to use scope, right?
Oh yeah. I'll see if if there are any indicators on there, and if not, I can ask him for clarification.
Yeah, so you're scoping out this map that this person has. I think that this is going to be gosh, it seems controlled to me.
I think that given I'm memorizing the location, there is some risk involved, the risk being that I get lost.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, sure. So risky standard. Scope is your scope, I believe, is 1, so it's 1 die.
And if I crank it to desperate and hurry, will that give me a chance to increase the effect?
Yeah, you can go from risky standard to desperate great.
And I will take a stress to help him out. So you see Lermit like blocking for him. Like some guy's about to walk in a tent flap, and Lermit like walks up to him and starts waving some papers in his face. Is like,
do you have any idea how long it's taken me to get these certified in your camp, sir?
So I want you to understand, I have not built in any rules that give you any incentive to go to desperate. You're not getting XP for this. Can you bank something like that?
Can we bank up like the equivalent of an inspiration, a panache point or something like that we could use later?
Here, this is sort of only intended for one shots, but I'll make a to-do list of mechanics to add to the game, because that's a great idea. What for now?
Can it be a generic? Oh, go ahead.
What do they get as a reward for doing desperate
swinging for the fences?
Give yourself 1 XP. I don't know what exactly that will mean.
Well, can we convert those immediately into like a panache point? And if you spend a panache point, you can do something that you wouldn't normally be able to do. It would be the equivalent of like suddenly making everything breaks out into a music video kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I'll come up with a mechanic for it. But for now, it's nothing.
Okay.
But yeah, so you've got 2 dice. It's desperate for great effect to scope out this person's map.
Okay, and that's so. Do I categorize the XP in anything, or is it just one raw, undifferentiated, unrefined EXP ore?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I mined some ore.
You mined some EXP ore.
Okay, so I'm rolling 2 dice due to the help. Is that right?
2 dice due to the help. If you wanted to push yourself, you could take 2 stress to do that. And get a 3rd die, but it's up to you.
This seems like the stake. Well, I mean, I made the stakes high.
You decided you wanted, yeah.
Let's see. So let's not get lost, and let's sweat beads on my brow as I'm looking at the map, and then we flash back, and I say we go that way, and I got a pair of 5s and a 3.
Okay, so you took the extra stress for the extra die? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Go ahead and mark that.
Yep.
So you got a 5, 5, and 3, so that's a mixed success. Yeah, so with a mixed success, you do get the thing that you were going for. So you do find and it's great effect. So you, after looking at this map and looking at the mountain, you are able to scope out exactly where the thing that they hit is. And as you are lowering yourself down the shaft, you know precisely that you have to take the shaft, the tunnel behind you. You shouldn't go any lower. This is exactly the level that it's at. However, during that flashback, the guy who you were looking at said, "Hey, you fellas! You must be these ancient ruins inspectors that I heard the company had hired through some scuttlebutt. Can I'm quite interested in such things. Can I possibly see your certification documentation, please?" And you have to hand it over, or else he will get super suspicious. And so you have lost your document, and you suspect that it's only a matter of time before the jig is up with the mining company.
Resisting costs stress, right?
Yes, you can resist. I didn't actually write that in the things that you can do, but I think you should be able to resist.
So
resisting will cost stress, and this will be I think that this is a what did you roll? You rolled scope, so this is a sprezzatura roll. So you're going to roll 2d6 if you want to resist, and whatever the highest number you roll, you subtract that from 6, and that's how much stress you take to resist this consequence.
Okay.
The consequence is going to be that I would start a new clock called "The Jig Is Up," and it would have 3 out of 6
okay
slices.
I'm going to flavor my resistance, and I hold up 2 fingers, tap the guy on the forehead, and wasode, and it's a spell.
A spell?
Yes.
Right, we did say it was magic. Yep. Cool. You do a spell.
So I take the highest.
Yes. So
of my 2.
Roll 2d6. Take the highest number. Subtract that from 6.
Okay. So I take 1 stress.
Nice. You got a 5.
Fiver. Yep.
All right. Nice. So mark 1 more stress. You're getting near the top there.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So you have gotten exactly the way to go. So Stina leads you. Sorry, what was your name? Stina?
Stina. Yep.
Oh, great.
And as I step off the platform to go down the correct hall, I said, one moment. I vomited in the crack between the platform and the step off. Just a little vomit.
Okay.
There's probably like some bad roadkill in there that you ate, like something that had been rotting in the desert.
My holding Zauber failed. All right, onward.
I don't know what any of that means, but you continue onward down this shaft, and you eventually come to the thing that you've been seeking. You find a place where they were apparently sinking a shaft from elsewhere, and it was meant to like intersect with this tunnel that you're in. But before it hit that, it hit this like large metal enclosure, and seems to have like knocked it down into the tunnel. So you're coming along the tunnel, and like the ceiling has sort of caved in a certain amount, and this metal thing that's sort of round and is clearly not made with your contemporary level of technology. Like, for instance, there are no visible rivets. So if this metal, if this had been crafted by your people, that you know of, it would have visible rivets. Nobody can smith something this big and like round. So it's clearly ancient tech, and you can see that in fact, like there's a big crack in the top. It's like there's a whole bunch of rubble all strewn around, and the tunnel that you're in is sort of half collapsed, so it's like a pretty difficult climb to get up there. But there is a hole or a crack that it looks like you could squeeze through. That's up near the top of the shaft, but it's not going to be easy to get up there. And actually, you see some light that is not like the flickering light of the torches that you brought with you.
Well, baby, if you think we can't just boogie on up there, you are solely mistaken.
It's like a pale white light emanating from the inside of this thing. It's very unnatural. We would know it as fluorescent light, but I don't know what your word for that would be.
So I think Lermit and Stina begin kind of like doing these little dance moves, and Lermit begins jumping up, and you see that they have this little kind of almost dance maneuver where Lermit will take a piece of rope with a little grappling hook, and he'll like jump up and set it, and then Stina will just pull her way up, and Lermit will hide. And so, but it's almost like a dance. So they're boogieing their way up.
Imagine if in the opening to the very first Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord had a dance partner.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so we're boogieing.
You guys. Okay, so this is going to be a group action then, since you're both going to roll boogie, and the leader is going to take 1 stress per failure. So who's going to lead?
I'll lead. Well, I guess
I have 5 stress.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that. I'll just can I boogie for us, and then she can use body to get up if I have a rope or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, you could use different actions.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm gonna
body the distance.
So this boogie roll is going to be.
Actually, I'm so small. Can't Stina just do a body to get us both up?
Yeah, I would think so. Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Stina's big and powerful,
and you're Stina, awesome at it.
For you using body on this, because you're so large, I think that this is going to be risky standard.
And I'm going to take a single stress to give Stina another die, because this is for both of us. So,
all right. Well, I got a 1 and a 5 and a 1.
Oh, okay, but a 5. That's great.
Yeah.
Roll me a fortune roll. Just roll a d6. Stina, you're 1 to 3, and Lermit, you're 4, 5, or 6.
Ho ho ho. So Stina rolled 1 for herself.
Okay, yep. Great. So Stina, as you are, you succeed in getting both of you up there, but as you are pulling Lermit up, there's like a sharp edge of this thing that scrapes your arm really bad. So go ahead and enter into one of the boxes on your harm. Enter a level 1 harm, scraped arm.
Okay.
Now I've got some Neosporin in here,
and he starts dangling the Neosporin packet above her
for a little bit of your cut. Be happy.
I'm just kidding. He squirts it on her arm. All right.
So you have to. So help me remember that when Stina goes to do stuff that requires the use of her arm, if that would be hindered by being scraped, then she'll have less effect.
Okay.
But yeah, you get into this place, and it's clearly a scientific establishment. Like it looks like how do you tell that it's scientific? That it's ancient science. I think
Gotta be glass.
I think that you see, you see glass test tubes of a kind that your culture would not be able to create. And what you see are 8 suitcase-sized, like gray cases with clips, like buckles on them, holding them shut, that are in some shelves in the wall. There's apparently there's a ladder from the top that of the room that you're in that leads down, and it looks like the door was supposed to be on the top, but you have come in through one of the sides. So what you busted through was it's like some kind of engine or machinery, and there's like oil leaking out of it onto the floor. And so the lights have come on in this place. Roll me a quick fortune roll. Actually, roll me just, I want to see if something really bad happens to you here. So roll me 2d6 and tell me what the highest roll is.
Am I rolling this or are you? I've got it queued up.
Hit it, Daddy-O.
I rolled a 1 and a 6. I don't know if that's great or awful. You tell me.
The 6 is the saver.
Yeah, the 6, that's great. So yeah, all 8 of the cases that you see in these inside in the specially made shelves that fit them exactly, all 8 of those cases are there. It's going to take 1 slot per case that you grab, and if you bust into your heavy loadout slots, it's going to look like you are carrying a bunch of stuff. Okay. So you can carry as many of these cases as you want. Like you can get some rope and like string the handles together. They're sort of like briefcases, and sling them over your shoulder. But it's going to take. There are 8 of them. Each of them is probably very valuable, but you have not yet looked in them or anything. But that's going to be the rule. So if you wanted to stay within light and look like you're not carrying a bunch of stuff, you guys could only take 3 because you only have 3 slots left.
Okay. If we get rid of stuff, can we pick up more?
I don't know how Blades in the Dark would carry, but yeah, I mean, actually,
can you shed stuff and swap it out with things you find?
If you dropped your shovel, I suppose so. Yeah. And you don't actually have those documents anymore, so it doesn't actually make sense for those to take up a slot in your loadout.
Okay.
So yeah, so you could carry 6 of them and still be light. But you would not, you would have known beforehand. So what taking up those slots means is that you knew beforehand that you would be consuming these slots. You would have to carry the stuff to get out with it, and you didn't bring other stuff, so you wouldn't be able to pull stuff out of your pockets that you had.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
That's what you're giving up to fill these slots with loot.
Right.
Also, you're just standing in here looking around right now. You have not looked inside of these cases or anything like that. But the lighting is perfectly circular fluorescent light tubes around the top and around the bottom, and they're white. It doesn't flicker at all.
Okay. So we've got a hall here. Are there doors that we could open?
There is one circular door in the top of this object.
I think
and there's a ladder that goes up to it.
Lermit
on the wall.
Looks over at Stina and says,
"Well, we got 8 pretty little birds in the hand right here, but that's a heck of a bush up there. I kind of want to check out that hole."
2 letters, B, and I think you can guess the second one.
B, C, because, B, O, body odor, B, B4.
It's E.
B.
Option B.
B and E. B and E.
Right, this is a Zen puzzle. Okay, I'm gonna get this. Being.
I think he's gonna try. Lermit is gonna try to scramble up Stina's shoulder and like try to boogie his way up to that thing and just literally jump for it.
So
there's a ladder.
You're not going to climb.
Yeah,
the
but
ladder?
why would I use the ladder when I have a Stina?
That's fair.
Okay. This feat of acrobatics is going to be risky standard. If you don't want to use the ladder.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah. The standard risk. You fall, and you hurt yourself. Please take a level 1 harm.
Can I take a level 1 harm to my pride so it hurts my like Sprezzatura skills?
Sprained ankle.
Sprained ankle.
I don't know why you
I'm big and bulky.
Ladder.
I'm big and bulky. Land on me, so that I have a bruised rib. Prefer that. Would you rather,
I mean, if you try to catch me, yeah. Can he try to catch me? Can he try to mitigate the harm?
Yeah, he can. She can take the harm instead. Yeah, she can take a level 1 harm bruised rib.
Okay.
You know what, Stina? Now is not the time to goof off. Okay, let's figure out how we're getting out of here.
He kind of like brushes himself off and grabs, I guess, 4 of them and indicates for Stina to grab 4 and that they're going to try to get out of here.
Oh, now you've lost interest in the... And I gesture upward.
Well, you know what I say, fool me once, shame on me. Or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I could always try it. Why don't you try it? You've got longer arms.
I climb up the ladder and see if it's locked.
You've dealt with ancient tech before, so you know that usually a lot of times these things don't have doorknobs or handles that look like doorknobs or handles. So you push some like random buttons up there until it opens. It opens, it slides to the side with a whoosh.
Yep.
And yes, some fluorescent. There's a similar chamber above you, and some fluorescent lights flicker into life up there.
Ooh.
Okay.
Lermit scrambles up after her. What's
up there again? Fluorescent lights, or gobbler lights.
Right now, through the door from below, what you see is just the ceiling of the room above you. So you can see that the fluorescent lights on the ceiling have come on.
Okay. Pop head up. So far, the whole facility seems to have power. And I look around and see what I can see from floor level.
So you can see that in this second room, you know what? Roll me another fortune roll. This is just 1d6. Either of you.
Okay, Jackson, you should do it.
All right. I got a 2.
Okay. So you pop your head up, and you can see that one of the cases that was stored in this room has fallen and broken open. It looks like a big jagged piece of stone, apparently from the drilling or from whatever the mining was doing, busted in through the wall and just cracked open one of these cases. And you can see a bunch of shattered glass and like clear fluid on the floor, and you smell something that's sort of like kind of weird smelling and chemical.
Okay. And as I open up and I'm musing about the power's still on. That means that security systems could still be on. Or, oh, Plevet. Me down quickly.
I like oh, Plevet. That's going down in the canon. Okay.
Do something for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Something
to decide.
Like
yeah. I have to decide. Yeah. Okay.
Save.
Roll me another fortune roll, and just we're going to say that 1 through 3 is fine. 4 to 5, just for this roll, is kind of bad, and 6 is really bad.
News. I'm on the verge of fine.
What did you roll?
Cinco de I rolled a 3.
Okay.
Woo-hoo!
Great.
3 cree.
Sweet. Yeah, you're good. You poked your head up there, you looked around, and you came back down.
Yep. I look at Lermit. Biohazard.
So there's the biohazard up there. I mean,
I shut the door.
Okay.
The door.
Well,
shuts.
let's get these mysterious bad boys that we have no idea what the contents are of upstairs.
Cool.
We'll leave those to better. We'll leave the upstairs to better equipped and with biohazard suits.
I like it. Well, let's offload these bad boys first.
So we got to get these back to the dune buggies.
Yeah. So what I will say is that it is extremely simple to retrace your steps going back up, back through the mine. You are loaded down. Did you take all 8?
I believe so. Yeah, that's unless
no,
Stina refused.
You guys, you need to mark it on your sheets if you took something. So
okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So each crate will take up 1 slot. So just put the word crate in whatever slot is being taken up by one of these crates.
Okay.
Awesome. So Lermit, you now appear to be weighed down with crates. It's obvious that you are carrying these things.
And if I want to have access to whatever it was that
Padded?
Whatever it was that you what?
Whatever it was that I packed.
Then
do I need to
wait? What just happened to the document?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Can you control Z until the document comes back?
I'm control Zing my way back. Let's file. Page unresponsive.
It's an edit.
Yeah. I got a page unresponsive message.
That stinks.
So we're waiting.
I don't think I've ever seen this happen before like that.
Let me try to do it.
Okay. Let's. I'm seeing it.
I'll reload. All I'm seeing is the word crate.
That's all I got too.
I'm seeing things again.
Okay, copy it. Hit Control A and then Control C.
Okay. My document is being very slow, but okay, we have copied. It's saying saving now. Saving your changes is taking longer than usual. Editing is temporarily disabled. Okay.
So we need to get into the file history and rewind this bad boy.
Blue. On here, come on.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to
I've got a version at 933 here.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to figure out how we go back to the 933 version. Here we go. I want to go back to this 932 version. Okay, I'm hitting the restore version button. Nobody do anything.
Okay.
Oh, right. I think. Yeah, we got it back. We're back. Can you see it, Jackson?
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so Jackson, you can just look on. You don't have to. You can just close out of Google
the documents
Docs and just look at Riverside, and you can look at off of my screen.
Okay.
Since Google Docs is not. So Josh or Stina, that's you, right?
I pooped the bed.
Yeah. How
Stina
many
is?
How many
Stina
are you?
is Jackson.
You're taking how many crates?
The other 4.
Awesome.
He's got
Perfect.
body. I got boogie. We should be able to get out of here.
You're both loaded down. Welcome to Act 3, the final countdown.
The escape.
You exit this mine, and you find that while you were in there, even though I didn't narrate this to you, those that we were calling your competitors showed up. And you see a horde of blue jaws descending on this mining camp, and they are fighting with the guards, and that fight is perilously close to where your dune buggies are.
So we got to get there quick. Okay.
So you come out of the entrance to the tunnel. Ahead
Hold
of you.
I want to think back to the map and see if there were other exits that I saw on the map, or places that looked like they might be close enough that we could get through.
Maybe like an access pipe that leads up somewhere in the middle of the camp, closer to our
so that you
dune buggies,
or a coal chute or something.
Oh boy. Okay, yeah. This is going to be a fortune roll, but this is not an easy fortune roll. So roll me a 6 on a d6, and I'll give you something here.
The odds are never in our favor.
This is
you
just
want to take
luck.
This one?
Sounds good to me. 2 crew. Maximum effort. All right.
It's a big sandstone mountain that it just has a big door in it, a big opening in it, and you have come out the opening, and the street stretches away in front of you, buildings on either side, all sorts of confused people milling about in the street. Probably about 100 feet ahead of you, there's a big crowd of people running around, and you hear rifle shots, and you hear people getting hit with clubs and screaming and stuff. And you see...
Could we steal a truck?
There are trucks around.
We upgrade our ride and not only steal these, but steal a sweet truck.
Hot wire, check it and see.
All right,
this wired to this one over here.
There are trucks around, and and frankly, everybody is really distracted by the battle that's going on right now.
Okay, then how do we want to do this? Do we want to try to? Do you want to try to scope for a good truck? Do you want to try to tinker to hotwire it? I can try to.
I think the problem is not whether you can find a truck. The problem is there are two
whether
problems.
You can start a truck.
Yeah, the first problem is that the trucks are in a garage that's padlocked shut. And the second problem is you'd have to start them. So you got a padlock, and you've got a truck's ignition system in your way.
So
okay,
so remember my
So just so we're clear, the reason that these obstacles are in your way is that this is a tier 3 organization that set up this camp, and they're not scrubs. They keep their vehicles locked away.
Sure.
So remember when I patted back at the guards, I reach in, I pull out my Baktavi 45 single action smoker.
Whoa, wait, what's that?
It's a pistol.
You do not have a pistol, my friend.
So I was fronting. Okay, I was fronting.
Yeah, you.
I pull out one of the briefcases. Bang.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we don't necessarily have to use something. We can just use the skill, right?
If you want to try and break a padlock with your bare hands, that's going to be no effect. If you want to try and break a padlock with one of these boxes, one of these briefcases, I think that's going to be less effect.
Okay.
But I think both of them are going to be something like body.
Well, I'm willing to take the time to scope for a better tool. You know, take a minute to look around. See if there's. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Actually, you don't need to scope. You can see that there's a bunch of cinder blocks around. You think that a body roll to break a lock with a cinder block that would be controlled standard, and but the problem with that is that you would have to drop 2 of your crates to be able to pick up the cinder block.
Okay. Well, no reason to risk damaging the merchandise.
Or you would have to put them down temporarily. Who knows what will happen.
Set down the 2 crates and bang, bang.
Okay, roll me your this
body.
My big beautiful body.
Yeah, so I said this was standard. Controlled standard. Yep.
So I rolled a 6 and a thing that doesn't matter.
Yeah, so you break this padlock, and I presume that you swing the garage door open, and you put down the cinder block, and you pick your crates back up.
Yep.
I think it's turn to bust out the boogie. Here, I want to talk to you about my thinking here. Lermit before broke his sprained his ankle boogieing too hard. He couldn't stop boogieing. I think his instinct
boogieing too hard.
Oh, that's right. I sprained your chest. Boogie.
Oh, hold on. Wait, we did that last roll.
Oh no! What am I saying? What have I done? You already did it. You already did it. You already made us do the roll. It's already done. It's passed. It's passed. The moment is passed.
Less effect. You have a bruised rib and a scraped arm. This picking up this cinder block to smash this thing. What did you roll?
A 6.
I rolled a 6 and a thing that didn't matter, but
wait, how many die did you roll? You rolled 1
I rolled
and you
2.
got a 6.
I rolled 2 for body.
For body, yeah. Gosh, I guess we can't go back now. Sorry, I should have remembered that. It's fine.
Well, you can lessen the effect. It takes it takes several blows with my exhausted
okay.
frame.
Here's what happens is we are converting.
Can we have a alert the Blue Jaws timer?
Yeah. So now there was a 1 out of 6. The competitors show up. That's going to turn into 2 out of 6. Blue Jaws get to you, or the battle lines get to you.
Blue battle.
Okay. So this truck. This is a nice truck. This is a tier 3 truck. This is like a mining operations. It's not like a full semi. It's like one of those, like I don't know what they're called, but
yeah, a medium duty truck.
Yeah, medium duty truck. Yeah.
So I think Lermit is like, you see him kind of like doing his little, pointing his fingers up in his little boogie dance, and he's like, it's like the truck is a woman and he's a guy peacocking at a bar.
Ooh, baby, I'm gonna get to know your secrets and we are gonna bust out of here.
He's gonna try to straight boogie this thing. He's gonna try to use his boogie magic to try to get the car to start and drive for him, like Herbie the Love Bug style.
I'm afraid that trying to boogie a truck into starting is 0 effect. That's not a thing that happens.
All right. Stina, can you do a tinker on this thing?
Yep. I'm gonna
I could also, can I try to front to try to get the key off of, because like presumably somebody around here could have a key. I could try to front somebody for the keys.
Part of the reason you picked this area of the camp is that there aren't people around.
Okay, so presumably,
but yeah, like, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can try and find who has the keys for these trucks.
Do you want to try to scope for the keys to see if the keys are just like in a box somewhere?
Yep. Search the. Why complicate things?
Great idea.
Make it. With the proper tools, I may be able to bypass the. To bypass the.
What's our better bet? Scoping for the keys or tinkering to just start it?
I have a 1 in each one, and I want to flex my mechanical muscle. So
Mr. DM, which one is a more reasonable course?
So
we would have an intuitive sense of that, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's get the odds on each option.
Here is how your intuitive sense goes. Tinkering with this truck is risky with no effect, because it's a tier 3 truck. You guys are tier 1. You have to get up 2 tiers to be able to interface with it on an even level. Scoping out the inside of a garage to look for the keys to the trucks that might be in here, that's going to be a fortune roll. You're going to have to get a 4, 5, or 6 to be lucky enough that the keys actually are in here. And then
let's do that first.
Yeah. And then the actual roll to find them is going to be we're going to do the scope roll first. It's going to be risky standard, and then we're going to do the fortune roll.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
What if you did the fortune roll and
well, you scope and I'll do the fortune.
Okay. So the scopula is a 1.
Wait, is that what you rolled?
Yep.
Okay.
But you could resist that, right?
You could resist
that with my 2 remaining stress.
The consequence is that you're going to get another tick on the battle lines get to you clock.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Now it's 3 out of 6.
We can take the time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we have to hunt again.
You have to. So scope hasn't worked for you. You have to try another way.
Okay. I am gonna try to. Can I try to goof my way into the right situation? Like he literally tries to do some sort of Steve Martin, like just try to get lucky. It's basically, I think, like a luck check. Like be silly and see.
No, goof. You. Who has ever goofed a truck into starting?
No, not goofing a truck, but like I don't know. Okay. I guess I did not take enough. Okay,
guys,
what about
you don't think that sabotage would come into play here?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. How can I use sabotage? Can I try to use sabotage to get into another part of the building where
there are different ways to hotwire a truck. One way is with like a hairpin in the keyhole, and that sounds more like Tinker. Another way is you smash the console and you reach in and find the wires.
Sure, I'll do that.
That sounds like sabotage to me.
Oh my god, it's sabotage!
So risky standard to sabotage this truck into starting when it's not supposed to.
Oh, 6! Yes!
Yep. Ah! So
such a good time to get a 6.
You find a screwdriver like on the dashboard or like in between the seats, and you just jam it in between the steering column and the console, and you lever it out, and just the front of this truck is obviously broken. You have broken it, but you're able to get in there and find the wires and start the truck. The truck roars to life.
Now, permission to boogie.
You're gonna drive out of the garage.
Yeah, I'm trying to drive out of the camp. I figured boogie would be an appropriate skill of like navigating, getting away.
Smile. I grin at Lermit as the engine roars to life. You found the hot spot, little man. I gotta hand it to you. You really know the way around the inside of a. Well, anyway.
So
let's get out of here.
You see, he gulps, and all of his dried out headband wraps suddenly, saturate.
Guys, I hate to break it to you, but there is a full-on pitched battle happening on the only road out. How are you going to get this truck out of here?
Didn't we come in? I thought we came in
where
the side
we're going.
We came in around the side.
Roads.
It's one road into and out of here, and the front part of the town is taken up. Now, yeah, this place is built on like the rocky scree at the foot of the mountain. You can take this truck off-roading, but you got to tell me how you're going to deal with, what you're going to do.
I'll drive and keep my peepers out for the way down that is least hazardous.
I mean, I think I need to drive because you need to be able to actually use your body to like, you're probably strong enough to make a body check because he's at level 2, right? And he's a huge dude. He could actually push us. Or do we need to like, are we wasting our time here? Should we just be getting on our little dune buggies and scurrying away? Are the dune buggies easier to get away?
The dune buggies are currently enveloped within the
Yep.
combat zone.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
So I would not be surprised if someone has tried to use them as a weapon at this point.
Yeah, they're
All right,
probably
so-
one of them is on its side.
So there's pitched battle, but they're on foot, and we're in a big truck.
That's
Can we
true.
drive through? I think I want to drive through the mayhem. I want to do the
Okay.
closing scene of World War Z, where we
Okay.
literally try to drive through the skirmishing blue jaws and try to like drive over them, and they try to
And
jump
I'm
on
going-
the truck, and we
And I'm
rebuff
going to
them
find
and-
the longest thing in the car and roll down the window and use it to keep people off off the side.
I love this. This is great. Yeah, so
Oh,
you're gonna
I need to
roll-
refresh my page because apparently I'm not recording on mine right now. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
don't.
do that.
It's saying that to me too, and we're sending to Twitch just fine. So,
So
don't
we're good.
worry
All right,
about
keep
it.
going.
Yeah,
Keep
we're
going.
good on
Let's finish.
Riverside. Riverside
good.
is telling us lies. Great. So yeah, what are you going to roll to drive this truck through a battling crowd of lizards and goblins?
Say it
Cannibals.
with me. Boogie! Let's get this boogie wagon on the road, says Lermit, and he smashes the gas and immediately drives through a fence and over some like parking partitions and stuff. He
Well,
is wildly ignoring anything that will not do physical damage to the truck.
Great. So I think what this roll is going to look like is to boogie. You're gonna run into people instead of trying to dodge them?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, well, blue jaws. We're gonna try to dodge the miners and run over the blue jaws,
You're gonna do
but
anything like
not stop no matter what.
you're gonna do anything like honking the horn?
I will honk the horn. Well, I don't think I want to honk the horn because I don't want to draw
All right.
attention from blocks away.
Okay. Yeah. So you are driving straight forward towards this crowd of fighting people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we have to figure out who gets out of the way and who doesn't. Let's make a. Yeah. No, this is great. Roll me. I need.
I
two-
hated it. I hated the part where they clearly did just fantasy play against protesters. It was awful. It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
So somebody needs to. The blue jaws are tier 0.
Yeah.
And the guards are tier 3. So somebody roll me 2 dice and take the lower one for the blue jaws. And the other one of you roll me 3 dice and take the highest one for the guards.
I rolled a 3 for the blue jaws.
Okay.
Dave, you can roll for the guards.
Jackson.
And I rolled.
Jackson, you can. Sorry.
What do I take the most vigorous?
Yep.
Of 2.
That's a 6.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
boy.
Wait, roll 2? Roll 2?
It was
Or
3.
roll 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did roll 3, and the highest was a 6.
Did you get 2 6s? Because 2 6s is
No.
even better. Okay, great. So yeah, all of the guards see this truck roaring down and they spring out of the way, but a bunch of blue jaws don't. So yeah, go ahead and make me that boogie roll. I think that this is going to be risky. You know what? They're tier 0. You're in a tier 3 truck, and you guys are tier 1. So actually, this is controlled. This boogie roll is against these blue jaws is controlled standard.
6.
You plow right through.
We
them.
are crushing it.
Boom. Thump thump.
You see Nermit
Thump,
smashes a button on the dash and the sound system blares on. Some sort of heavy
And
metal
as
riff
the-
starts blaring.
As the metal riff starts blaring out the windows, the camera draws back and away as we see this truck just going like up and down like some cool sand dunes in the like a super effective way. I mean, it's branded like it's got Red Arrow Mining Company decals on it and stuff. So, you guys are in for, there's going to be some plot hooks that have to do with this truck possibly in the future, but this is a great truck. And you have 8 crates of like mysterious ancient biological artifacts. And the camera sees this scene of chaos behind you.
Can I wink at the female guard at the shack as we're driving out? And I'm like, and I pat the side of the truck and I wink at her and say, all in a day's work, baby. Hauling freight.
Yeah, I think we're going to say that you actually run over a Bluetooth that she was like in hand-to-hand combat with. You plow this
BlackBerry.
Sorry, this Blue Jaw. You plow into this Blue Jaw and come to a stop real quick to make this comment to her who you've just saved.
This DVD.
Yeah. And then
I'm sorry, I'm done.
And then the camera goes back and away, and the figures in the chaos grow smaller and smaller, and the music swells and the credits start coming down. Congratulations to the Scavers. You have succeeded in today's
Lermit and Stina
adventure, grabbing biological stuff from an ancient facility. Who knows what's in there?
Boxes, baby.
Who knows what's in there? It's probably pretty bad. Good job.
I think we found our calling, Jackson. That was amazing.
Looters for hire.
A tiny frog and a giant lizard woman in a desert, post-apocalyptic, high magic, high strange landscape. That's awesome. Mr. Talamini, this kata of ripping off John Harper is 100% a hit. This is so good.
Well, I think I would appreciate a quick debrief. So one of the things that I noticed was that you guys did not use most of the actions. There was a lot of boogieing, fronting. There was.
Now I did use sabotage.
I think there was very little showboating, schmoozing, or goofing. Although
right, because this was not a social one.
Right, you definitely could have schmoozed. You could have schmoozed. Mm-hmm. You could have manipulated. I think showboat would have been completely valid for a couple of the things that you did.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually not that much against it that you didn't use them all. But it was a lot of boogieing.
Well, that's your dose, right? That's your double dose, right?
So what would be interesting is if we made this a single page web app, and every time you use one of these skills, you roll a 6, and on a 6, the skill, or like on double 6s, the skill goes up 1, right?
So
that'd be fun.
Here's what I was thinking. One of the mechanics
maybe need to be more frequent than that. Go ahead.
There's a mechanic that I really like that was introduced in I believe it was introduced in Adventure Zone Dadlands. Which is actually
the token draw thing.
Dadlands had some good stuff in it.
No, the thing where you actually, you know what? It's not that. It's from Honey Heist. So one of the things I'm thinking is, what if instead of, so like this is sort of for one shots, right? And just having a stress meter where you start at 0 and you go to 7 and that's all you get. It's fine as a mechanic. Like it's a resource. You have to manage it. You have to figure out how you're going to use it, but it's not the most fun mechanic. So I was imagining, like, what if instead of stress, we had 2 things, like thief versus bear in Honey Heist. And you can you can spend stress to like push that meter towards the right, And then, like, if you take a desperate action, you push it back towards the left by 1. Or like if you roll double 6s, you can push it back to the left by 1, or something like that.
Have you guys ever played Vampire the Masquerade? Are you guys familiar with the blood pool mechanic or the hunger mechanic? The hunger mechanic?
You know what? I have listened to several full series of that game, but I cannot say that I'm incredibly familiar with the rules.
So here's the deal with hunger. You know,
how does hunger
Vampire
work?
is a dice pool game. Hunger dice, you know, your hunger can go from 1 to 5, and when you have a dice pool, a number of dice are red in your pool equal to your hunger level. When you're, you know, when you, if you fail a roll, like no successes, in our case, this would be all the dice come up 3. Well, even all the dice come up. It's in this case, all the dice come up 3 or below. And one of those, and one of your hunger dice is a 1, like bottom of the barrel.
Mm-hmm. You like lose control.
Yeah. Like there could be a stress threshold where if you fail a roll and you get at least 1 in it, which of course would be very easy to do if your skill is low, then you lose it. You have a bad day. You're out of control. You make a huge mistake, fly off the handle, or give in to anxiety and flee and panic or whatever. You know,
I'm wondering
you could even pick a vice. You know, like one of the 7 deadly sins that is the thing you fall into when your stress gets too high and you flub a roll under stress.
I'm wondering if like I could make the players choose like the duality of their organization. Like what virtue represents the height of their organization's like excellence, and what vice represents like their lowest. And you start with like, you know, 3 virtue points or something. I don't know. If we could have, I'll have to think about it a little bit. But I really like the mechanic where you go back and forth, and like this, like if you had a lot of stress, you would have to play a little bit differently, not just to conserve stress, but you could like move it backwards if you chose to do like to play your character in a different way. I wonder. Because like in Honey Heist, you know, if you do bear stuff, you get more bear-like. And if you get all the way bear-like, you bear out. And if you do thief stuff, you become more thief-like. And if you become all the way thief-like, you betray, or criminal-like. Not thief-like, but criminal-like. You betray your teammates.
Yep. Well, if you know, this is obviously not my first time around the Gabrook block, as I have indicated, but in Gabrook there are, you know, in the ancient past of Gabrook, the reptile people tended toward a faith that worshipped a god of strength, power, self-sufficiency, etc. The goblins worshipped a god of like civilization, cleverness, pro-sociality, and all that sort of thing. And so the reptile people considered this the god of decadent weakness, and the goblins considered, you know, the reptile people's god the god of barbaric brutality. So that could be your axis of that could be your spectrum, you know.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Maybe. Right.
Yeah.
I kind of want I'll have to think about it. I have lots of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem I'm having right now is...
you do want to genericize this so that the people would fill in their spectrum when they set up their one-shot.
Right. That's sort of what I'm imagining, is that the spectrum you choose has something to do with the game. Okay, cool. Anything else? Anything that you guys... I mean, basically, we were playing Blades in the Dark without playing as criminals. So that was really actually the big experiment, was finding out how necessary is it that you be criminals for Blades in the Dark.
So we were still stealing something. We were still in conflict with people,
right,
but we weren't out there killing anybody.
Right. So you guys happened to do criminal stuff.
Yeah.
But
you know what? Next time we should do something in a virtual world, like in a cyber world, where we have things like DDoS and firewall, and where we're like daemons in a cyber world.
My idea of this game is that you could absolutely make yourselves hackers and give yourselves hacker skills and never leave your computers.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
That's where like we would have to fill out the things in the world to know like what your milieu was. But that's the point of like listing 10 things that are part of the world, to get a sense of like what's in this world.
Dang, we could play like really intelligent birds and do things like nest and peacock and divert and dive bomb. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fly, scrounge.
Well, so I guess one thing that I'm interested in is
tug the worm up out of the hole.
Could you have played
That's a whole skill. That's the most important skill.
Yeah.
That's if you're a robin.
Could you have played it as non-criminals? And I think you could have. Like, you could have said, let's flash back, and you could have said, so the thing that you said was, when I asked what's the first thing you're doing, you were like, well, we're racing towards the thing.
Yep.
So you guys decided that when this is a crew, that when you find out that a company you have no connections with has struck like salvageable stuff, you guys just go there right away.
We try to dart in and steal it out from underneath them.
Right. So you guys decided so the thing that's important to me is that the rules of the game didn't pressure you into being criminals.
Yeah. I think we did that because we'd been playing Blades. We were expecting to play Blades tonight. We got Blades in the blood.
But you also gave us a situation where there were people who had legitimacy to the claim. You could have created a story environment where nobody had a legitimacy to the claim, and we were all just fighting over it. And then, even if we killed people, we wouldn't specifically be criminals. We'd just be people trying to make a living, and there are people trying to use violence to stop us, and so we fight back.
Yep.
But like you also
3 years is like I found this thing. He's on the radio. I found this thing myself, but I had to pull out. There's some nasty stuff in there. Maybe you'll go in better equipped.
But so, like for instance, you guys could have showed up, and instead of rolling to trick the guards into thinking that you are fake contractors, you could have said, can we talk to your bosses? We're experienced scavengers. We heard you had a problem with ancient stuff. We came here right away just in case there was any, dangerous stuff that was a danger to your workers. Like, we can help solve this problem.
We go in with the dangerous stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Or if there was a financial resource that we had, like coin, we could have, on our radio,
right? Or you could have
cut to another
them.
Frequency, calling for authorization to salvage.
Yeah. So you could have. I mean, maybe I should put something in the lead up to the beginning where I emphasize that you don't have just because you're causing trouble for somebody doesn't mean you're causing trouble for everybody by being a criminal. Like,
sure, but I'd like to point out that the skills that we picked were showboat, manipulate, schmooze, goof, sabotage, tinker, scope, front, beef, body, block, boogie.
Yeah,
we picked a pretty rough and tumble, get in, scrap around, do stuff kind of guys.
I think it was clear how you guys were going to play it from sort of the characters and the skills that you picked. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I think that it's what I'm creating here is sort of a Blades in the Dark adaptation, and I want to be able to play it with people who don't want to be bad guys.
Oh my goodness. I think I got it. You need 12 questions. You need to give people 12 prompts, and you say it's a one sentence lead up, like there's a belligerent blacksmith before you, trying to bilk you of all your coin. I blank the what's the verb that you use to try to deal with that? That's not a very good example, but you see what I mean? Basically give people 12 example scenarios that they have to use different verbs to address. And it gets people in the mindset of, this is how I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be faced with this situation. I'm going to have to use a verb to get over it. What are the verbs that I want to use? Now, Jackson and I have been playing Blades in the Dark, and we've played other games. We both get the whole reference to Moxie and Boogaloo and all that stuff. What was the name of that game? The Electric Boogaloo?
Paranoia?
The web game where your stats are Moxie, Chutzpah.
Oh.
That stuff.
Je ne sais quoi.
And a certain je ne sais quoi.
That's from a meme that's been going around.
That's from a game. It's from a game. It exists as a web game. Have you guys not played it?
Never.
I'll find it. It's super crazy cool. It's like the
Kingdom of Loathing?
Kingdom of Loathing. That's it. Kingdom of Loathing. You've got to check it out, Matt. You will fall all the way into the rabbit hole. I'm warning you. It is so freaking cool.
I don't know.
You're going to get up to level 6 like by midnight. Kingdom of Loathing. It's amazing. It is a deep rabbit hole. If you want to know everything about the game, you have to join forums and stuff. But it's fun. Like there's a nice fatty initial layer of the game that you can get into and play and enjoy and get a few hours of enjoyment and then walk away instead of going all the way down the rabbit hole. It is fun to kind of explore and stuff. But anyway, so yeah. I think it's an excellent system. I think it's a really fun little party trick to get people to write their own rules. Because that's the party trick, right? People just say fun things and then suddenly you get to use them in a story. And that's kind of magical. So I think you've uncovered another, you know, John, what's his face? Harper has dug a shaft and you have, explored at a deep level more stuff to the side. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Do you think he's like stumbled upon blown away into an underground relic of the past, a laboratory of some sort, perhaps?
Probably. All right, I got to go to bed. But
all right, man. We'll hit stop on the recording.
It's fun to play with
you guys. Bye,
Twitch.
Thank you for sharing your magic with us.
Thank you for helping test out my thing. Hopefully the next.
Thanks for letting me boogie a truck over blue cannibalistic lizardmen.
Blue-jawed lizardmen, yeah.
And goblins. Let's not forget the goblins.
Oh, the goblins jumped out of the way. I got to drive over. I like to imagine them like Nile River Monitor looking humanoids, like real savage, razor sharp teeth.
The Blue Jaws don't discriminate on basis of race. They'll let anyone in with a taste for sentient flesh.
That's right. That's
exactly.
Right. All right, big
guys. Good night.
See ya.
Bye bye.